My name is Brianna Sinclair, and this is my 72nd week on HRT. If you like my content, please like, comment, subscribe. You can follow me over on my X account, my Discord, and I do have a Blue Sky account. That being said, let's get right into the video. Quick measurements update. My hips are 36 3/4 inches, my bust is 38 inches even, and my waist is 25 1/4 inches. So all of my measurements decreased, and the waist makes sense because it's mostly due to my waist trainer, and I guess the hips and the bust are mostly due to me running around a lot more and working a lot harder here at the restaurant. I definitely don't eat as much as I should because I spend most of my time here trying to take care of it, but I should probably definitely start eating more. This is the first time in my entire transition that my measurements have actually decreased, which is a little weird, but with that being said, like, my breasts have stopped hurting and stuff like that, which is wild. So I guess that kind of confirms that, like, yes, the pain I'm feeling is growing pains. But yeah, emotional state. I think my emotional state is pretty good. I'm still, like, very much kind of want to do my own thing and want to be my own person. I still don't like being told no. Like, whenever I, like, say I'm gonna do something, somebody's like, no, you're not, and then I do it. I don't like that, but it definitely propels me forward to do, like, bigger and better things, and so I'm kind of liking that. Hair growth and reduction. I did shave again this weekend, and it feels really good because I'm still soft, which is honestly wild to me that, like, I can be so soft for so long. Like, before I would shave, and within 30 minutes I would feel, like, prickly, and it was disappointing. But, like, being soft for that short amount of time, like, even though it was so short, it was still, like, really comfortable and really amazing to me because it was just, it felt natural, and, like, it felt right to be that way, for lack of, like, a better phrasing term. But I'm happy to, like, still retain that, and I still look forward to getting, like, electrolysis for my face, so that way, like, me going out without makeup is a little bit more natural, because even without makeup, people still question whether or not I am, like, transgender or not, just because, like, they're unsure. And then whenever I start talking, like, it's usually like a dead giveaway that, oh yeah, that's a transgender woman. There was a guy that came into the restaurant, and I was very accommodating to him. He was a little inebriated, but he asked me if I was male or female, and I told him I'm male, because that's my sex. I'm a transgender woman because that's my gender. And he was like, I can see that. I can see, like, the male and the masculine, the feminine traits, like, in there. And because I was wearing my waist trainer, I'm not wearing it right now, so my waist isn't as tiny. I'm taking a break from it today because it's been leaving, like, some bruising and stuff along, like, my side here. It's not really, like, a good way for me to show you that. And the bruising it typically leaves under here isn't really a problem. The last one I had did that. This one just, I think it bites a little harder on the side, and that's what I'm not used to yet. But I'm gonna get there. It's, whenever I have it on and I cinch my waist in, like, even more with my belt, I think the waist trainer drops it into, like, 20 inches maybe a little less. And and then I can cinch it in more with my belt on top of that, and I can get my waist well below that. Like today it was at 20 with the waist trainer. I took it off because it was hurting a little bit, and so I decided to take the rest of the day as a break, because that's actually what I had to do at some points with the old one until I got fully used to it. I didn't have my waist trainer for a while, and it would make sense that my skin would be like, well, we don't need to retain this ability anymore. Let's revert back to what we need. But I'm getting there. Yeah. Every time I send a picture of my waist to someone, they're always like, oh my gosh, does that hurt? I always tell them, like, yes, it does hurt, but like, the pain is so worth the euphoria that it brings. My waist has dropped like 1.5 inches, and I've only had it 2 weeks. I've got it on from the loosest to the tightest setting, and I'm looking to get like an even tighter one to go smaller, because I enjoy that. I like having that snatched look. It makes me feel more feminine because it like accentuates my hips and my butt, and also makes my waist look smaller, which also gives me a more exaggerated hourglass shape than what I would naturally have, and it makes my proportions seem more feminine. Typically whenever I go out, I do wear like a ton of shapewear, and it helps my dysphoria, to be honest with you. Like, yes, I wear like a bra and stuff, which is affirming, but I wear like hip pads and butt pads whenever I wear jeans and stuff, and like my waist trainer typically goes under like everything, and typically without that full setup, I just kind of feel a little naked and not myself. So usually what I walk around in is like jeans and a bodysuit, because I can have the body that I want. It's nice to have it. Breast growth. So this week we actually had like my breast measurement drop for the first time throughout the entire process. And I think that's just due to me not eating as much as I should, and that's okay. It's okay. Like, I'm happy that I just have breasts to start off with. They have stopped hurting, which is good, but it also means that they're no longer growing. And that's okay. I never really expected them to get much bigger than what I have, and like what I have is like, I think it's roughly what my mom had. But I don't know. Like, my family's not like very robust in like their chest. So I never really expected to just grow like massive breasts. I just kind of expected to like have something there. And now that I have something there, it's actually really nice. I still do plan to get like a breast augmentation, and my ex and my roommate, I think that's the one thing that she looks forward to, is like me having I think me having breasts is like one of the hardest things for her to really process. Me looking like a girl has kind of always been a thing, for the most part, because I haven't had any FFS and I haven't had any surgery at all, and yes, I can pass. She wasn't like that, at least she didn't feel like that, but to me, she was the most beautiful person I'd ever seen, just because she was so kind and sweet. And I never looked at her any differently other than being a woman. I just don't care about stuff like that. Like, I don't know. It's not important important to me, like who people sleep with and like what's in someone's pants. It's more about like how they treat each other. And that's why like what I kind of look at with people is like how like do they treat each other like they're a couple? How's that look? And that's all I really think about it. Oh. I try to explain that to people, and they're like, I don't understand how you can't care about that. And I explain to them, like, well, I'm sterile, so me choosing a partner based on reproduction isn't really going to matter because I can't have kids anyway, at least not naturally. Like, I may have, like, frozen, like, my sperm and stuff, but I will never be able to, like, get anyone pregnant. Unless, like, I go through, it's, like, fertility therapy, and I'm just not with anyone that I could have a kid with. And even though I would love to be, like, the mother figure and stuff in a relationship, I just don't see that really happening so far. At least not yet. And I don't know, I've been talking to like a couple people and been trying to like, I don't know. Dating as a girl is very different. Like, the pressure is, I don't know, there's a lot of pressure on you to like make moves, and like for the guy, I don't really expect anything except like time and like effort. That's it. Like, it be what it be, but I'm not gonna be with someone who's not gonna want to be with me or put in the time to do that. That's not fair to me, and I just kind of want to like settle down with someone and just not have to date again, because dating is terrible. I don't like dating. I didn't like it as a boy, and I definitely don't like it now. Yeah. I'll get to that story here in a little bit. Fat redistribution. So, for the most part, I've noticed fat transfer to like my face, my hips, and butt, and my breasts, which 2 of those measurements decreased this week, and that would be because I didn't put on any fat. I actually probably burned fat, which is pretty normal. I run in heels and stuff around here because like I like to wear heels. And yes, I can run in heels. I can do a dead sprint in heels. It's not hard for me because I've had plenty of practice. But I run in heels pretty frequently to make sure that everything at the restaurant goes well. And even the guests see that. Like, they see me running around, they see me like delivering things, making sure everyone's okay. Like, earlier today, I made sure that this entire group was okay, or earlier yesterday. And they wanted to tip me like $50 on top of their check. And I was like, oh, you didn't have to do that, because like most people know that like I own this place. And I'm just here to make sure that everyone has a good time. I like to see everyone again and keep this like a fun, safe space. And the day that I was running around, one person from like every table came up and like tipped me individually, and in total I think they tipped me like $80, and I was very surprised because it's not required of them or expected. It's more expected that they tip the server, but not necessarily required. But they could see that like me running around, me taking care of everyone and doing everything that I could to make sure everyone had the best possible time. I guess that's what that was. And that's just me doing my job. But I was actually very flattered by like the fact that everyone came up and did it. I never really thought that it would happen. But it surprised me. It surprised me. Sex drive. My sex drive is still the same. I do have trouble now because, like, what I have doesn't work the same. Like, yes, I'm demisexual, which was like a choice back whenever I was a boy, but now it's a requirement. And then since I don't really have a partner, I have to like make that connection like somewhat myself and kind of set that mood like myself whenever like I'm doing stuff like that. But it's like it's a lot harder and it's really weird. Like, I've had 2 partners that I've enjoyed spending time with them and everything, and like dating them was fun. I guess I just didn't feel something with them, and I don't understand why, but I guess I gotta figure that out. Because one of them I really liked, the other one I had hoped, I didn't fully know yet, but I was trying to explore a little bit and try to understand some things, but it is what it is. Which does kind of make me a little nervous, like if I do end up with someone, like what's gonna happen if like I can't perform like the way I need to, or like, because typically it doesn't matter how much like I want to perform, it matters like, I guess it's like the vibe or like the energy that's put into it. It's weird. I don't know. Anyway, there's a lot. There's a lot that goes into it, and it's annoying. It leaves me sexually frustrated a lot of the time, and I don't like it because it's not something I'm used to. Like, I'm used to being sexually frustrated, but not to like this degree, because usually it was just annoying to deal with. It was pretty consistent all the time. I could deal with it, I could just handle it myself. But now it's getting hard for me to even handle it myself. So it's like, how can I expect like a partner to know how to like do that whenever I can't even figure it out myself? But it is what it is, and I'm figuring that out. And talking to like some of the other people about it, they're like, yeah, that does happen. That's very normal, and sometimes like, yeah, it just doesn't work. And like, yes, I've heard that like some people's sex drive drops, but it's not that I don't want to do it, it's that like I can't. And that's what's troublesome, is like it doesn't matter how much I want to, it's irrelevant. So if I met someone that I really liked and I wanted to, like, or I wanted to have like a one night stand or something like that, I couldn't feel safe with that person, I couldn't feel connected to that person, and I guess it would be like a verge on me feeling like qualified to explore that person's body that way. I guess it'd be like the right way to put it, I'm not sure. It's wild, because I don't know why it happens. I know why it happens. I don't understand like what I need to do in order to fix it. So that's the annoying part. Me being tired. I did start a different anxiety medication because I've been having like anxiety tics, and the one I'm on now makes me tired. The one that like I just got prescribed also makes me tired. So yesterday I drove home, I shut the car off and put it in park, and I fell asleep after I got food. So I had like just this fast food sitting in like my passenger seat. My roommate came out and woke me up, said, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm just exhausted." So I had a long day, and we looked up the medication that I just got, and she's like, "Yeah, it makes you drowsy." I was like, "Okay." awkward because, like, I do have these anxiety tics, and they get exacerbated whenever, like, I don't sleep well or, like, I drink caffeine. So I stop drinking, like, energy drinks, and I try and go to sleep. I try and, like, set aside some time so that way I've got that time to recover, but it never really seems to help. So I reached out and told them, like, yes, I have these twitches. I think they're anxiety tics. I'm not 100% sure. What can you do? And I met a doctor down here who's very friendly with, like, LGBTQ people. He sees like thousands of them. And while I was in there, I walked in and there was another transgender woman sitting in the corner, and then before I left, I saw a trans man walk in, and he was very passable. He got me. The only reason that I knew he was a trans man was he had to say his dead name for them to pull up his account, and they do ask you, like, to make an account and to put on there, like, your preferred name and your dead name. So, I mean, it would make sense that, like, yes, this is what we can verify, this is what they would want us to go by, and I thought that was really cool. In a formal capacity, I don't really mind going by my dead name because my dead name is pretty gender neutral. I've met men and women with my dead name. And so out and about and social, like, yes, I go by Brianna. But in a formal setting, like at work and stuff like that, yes, I go by my dead name because my dead name never really bothered me like that. Part of me making this channel was to see how I liked the name Brianna, and it was the one I felt most comfortable with. I'm not sure why, but I did. My voice development. I don't think it's really changed a whole lot this week, but I do try and, like, practice a little bit. And there was a non-binary person that I was talking to, and they are exploring their, like, femininity. And he's taken testosterone. They've taken testosterone, sorry. So their voices dropped, and I told them, like, the first time I heard their voice, it was very soft and very sweet, actually. It was very, like, kind sounding. And that's what I told him. I was like, this is the first time I've heard your voice, and it sounds honestly amazing. It's masculine, it's kind, and it's sweet. It doesn't sound like how I would assume that you would sound. I don't know, he thinks he's like an asshole, and, like, he thinks he's like the villain in his story, and I was like, you're definitely not. Or at least not from what I've seen of you. And I don't know, he was wondering, like, because I know he explores his femininity, they explore their femininity. I'm bad at pronouns, y'all, I'm sorry. It's one of the worst things I'm bad at. Because they're exploring their femininity, I told them, like, hey, I can share with you some of the notes that I've got from my voice therapist, so that way I can help you a little bit if that's something you want to do. And they were pretty cool about it and were kind of on board with it, but I don't think that they're there yet to start, like, exploring, like, that aspect of their femininity. But I don't know. I enjoy talking to him, and he's to them, and they're super kind to me. They've been nothing but respectful and haven't really been mean. At least they say that they're mean, but I'm like, I don't see that. I was gonna tell you all this story about like one of the dudes that came in and flirted with me a little bit. He was drunk and inebriated, and he couldn't really figure out like what I was. So I told him I was male whenever he asked, and that I was a transgender woman because that's my gender. And he could see both sides of it. He said, he's like, I can see the feminine, the masculine side, and I think that's cool. And then it started taking like a weird turn because he started asking about my body, and because like I had my waist trainer, he asked like, how do you get your waist like that? And I said, I wear a waist trainer. I am not shy about like how like I get my body to look the way it is. I wear a waist trainer, I wear hip pads, I wear butt pads, and stuff like that. Like whenever like I'm wearing like pants and stuff, and it makes me feel good. Because bodysuits are soft, okay? So I automatically feel good like kind of in a bodysuit. And then like the high-waisted like tight pants that I like to wear are really affirming, and I can cinch them in to really like squeeze my waist real good. And because my waist has gotten so small that not even the bodysuit like touches it, which is good. It's interesting to me, but it's like how do I show off like the figure that I've got without like something that's body forming? And I do enjoy like wearing this waist trainer, even though I'm taking a break from it today. I do enjoy it because the feeling that like I get whenever I look in the mirror and see like, yes, I have like hips and a butt, and like I have a tiny waist. It makes me feel wonderful. But anyway, I told him I had this waist trainer on, and he asked if he could touch it, and I was like, yes, you can. So he like touches like the front, and he could feel like the clasps and stuff, and he starts like touching around like the sides to feel like the boning and everything like that. And I was like, yes, that's my waist trainer. It goes all the way around and it pulls in. And he, with his hand on my waist, he goes, I would like to push the envelope. And not knowing what that meant, I just asked, because I'm very blunt. I don't like to play games and stuff like that, and I didn't know what his intentions were, and he's like, I would like to kiss you. He's like, I'm not gay, but I would like to try this out. And I was like, it's like, you can kiss me on the cheek. I'm okay with that. So like, as I was letting him come in, and I turned my face, he moved his face in front of mine, and he got a kiss from me. And that was very interesting. He broke away the kiss, and like as I started like pushing him away, because I was like, this is not what I thought it was gonna be. And he wasn't weird about it, except he said, thank you, that helped a lot. And to me, I don't know what I helped with. That's what was wild to me. It's like, I don't know if like this man thinks I turned him gay, or like, I'm hoping that like he can see that like transgender women are women, just like anyone else. Any other woman is a woman, and transgender women are women as well. And I was hoping that like maybe that's what I helped with, but I have no idea. Anyway, I told my business partner about it, and she's like, you're naturally flirtatious. I'm like, I don't try to be. I don't try to flirt with people. I'm just nice. And she's like, yeah, that's flirting. Whenever you're a girl, that's flirting. I was like, that sounds terrible. I can't be like this maniacal woman who's just mean to everyone, that's not like, that she's not interested in. That's not the person I am. That's not the person I was grown up to be. I'm a nice person. I treat everyone with kindness and respect. It's just what I do. not something that I can do. So I guess I'm just naturally flirtatious, which is funny because the people I do try and flirt with don't like me back. Which is fine. That's all fine. It doesn't hurt me because I'm like, it's okay. Like, you like what you like, and you may not like me, and that's okay. I'm always very upfront about like what I am as well, so because I don't want like anyone to feel like I tricked them or anything like that. Like I always tell them like, hey, I am transgender. I want you to know this in case you just want to walk away right now. And they're like, no, I'm okay. I'm like, okay. Let's get this walk out of the way. I think that's all I've got to report so far. I do know next week I've got my termination physical, the second part of it, because they didn't approve me for the last one. And so I'm hoping it goes well and I can finally put everything behind me, and soon after I think I can share with y'all like what I did. And even now, like, whenever I tell people like what I did, what I do now, they're always surprised. They're like, wow, you do so much, and it's incredible. Yeah. I have a full-time job on top of being part owner of a restaurant, on top of running a YouTube channel. I'm trying to. I don't think I'm doing very well at it, but I don't mean to do well. I just wanted a place to share my story, I guess, and like help anyone who needed it, and to give those a community, people like a community that didn't have it. Whenever I started my transition, I didn't have a community, so I made one. I made one for everyone, and like whenever people message me and stuff like that, I try and respond back the best I can, and I'm always honest, I'm always truthful. If they ask questions, I answer. The transphobic comments, like, yeah, I do get those, and I think they're amusing. They make me laugh. But they don't deter me from my transition. I enjoy being a woman. The only time I really regretted my decision was like whenever I lost my ex-wife. That was the only time. My family has never really understood me, so losing them was kind of like, I don't know, it's one more thing that they didn't understand about me. I kind of expected I would lose my job, but that kind of came with the election. And yeah, just, it was all very different. It was all so different. Whenever I lose my job, I do plan to switch my endocrinologist to the doctor that I see down here. Because I know he does a lot of like gender affirming things. He's fixing to offer like, I think, electrolysis and facial hair removal, or laser hair removal. And I'm hoping that I can get that covered through him or like insurance or something, because this doctor's a friend of mine actually. He's a good guy, and I enjoy it every time he comes in. to report right now. If you like my content, please like, comment, subscribe. You can follow me over on my X account, my Blue Sky, and I do have a Discord. And those will be linked in the description below. With that being said, this is Brianna Sinclair, signing off.